Good morning to you. Monday morning, Monday of championship week in the Heritage Conference. My goodness, the road to the KCAC presented by First Commonwealth Bank. And if it is that day, and if it is that week, we must be talking with Jody Rainey, the president of the Heritage Conference, and Greg Sipos from First Commonwealth Bank. Our visit this morning is presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 4 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both with us here today. My goodness, Greg, how many years?
Well, first off, how do you like Jody's hat?
I think Jody's hat is a risk-taking hat.
I told you I'm 1% Punxsutawney, so I got my groundhog hat on. I told you I was going to wear it.
You did.
I'm happy you were concerned about my safety, though. So
Yeah.
We have 6 more weeks of winter, but that was my first admin job. I'm not denying my heritage.
It's a spectacular hat. Was it at Punxsutawney District or Burkeville?
I was at Punxsutawney.
You were at Punxsutawney?
Yeah, my first admin job. I was the assistant high school principal up at Punxsutawney.
What year was that?
2002. I started around December, and then I returned to Purchase Line in September of 2003.
Yeah.
That's real courage, though. Real
It
courage.
is. It is, man.
I like it. Confidence.
I started my radio career up in Punxsy. Josh did too. So yeah, we've got that Punxsy connection. But that's
Well, here's a lead in though for you, Todd. See,
Uh-huh.
so 6 more weeks of winter. We've been fighting all these temperatures. Well, if everybody's looking to get warmed up, it's going to get really hot Friday night at the KCAC. So if you're looking to come up and get warmed up, come on up to the KCAC Friday night because it's going to be hot.
I didn't even have to find the segue there. How about that, Greg?
He's good.
That's good stuff. It is good. But it's a great night at the KCAC. And as you always point out, Jody, it's $5 for a night like that. You're not going to beat a deal like that.
And there's so many more things we're doing this year too. $5. And I say it all the time, Todd. Number one is, what makes that such a special night is everyone coming out and supporting the kids. That's what makes it special. All the things that we do, when students feel that support and people are there and encouraging kids and all the different things that we do with the arts and the academics, the athletics, everything that is right and special about the Heritage Conference is all on full display on Friday night. So again, we really strongly encourage everyone in the community, the communities of the Heritage Conference, even the Indiana community. Obviously Indiana's not in the Heritage Conference, but the support we get from those outside the conference as well is phenomenal. We need everybody to show hard on Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Let these kids know that what they do is appreciated and that we support them all. Greg, from the First Commonwealth Bank perspective, that's why you're there, is to show that kind of support.
Yeah, it's again getting to our roots. Our community, Pennsylvania, is the headquarters and the roots of First Commonwealth Bank. And we started here. We started with a bunch of small, independent, state chartered banks that kind of formed First Commonwealth in the late '90s, and National Bank of the Commonwealth at the days. This is what National Bank of the Commonwealth was in Indiana County, and that has grown. But we haven't forgotten who our base is, and community Pennsylvania will always be very important to First Commonwealth Bank. And so when Jody and I started having the conversation, as you've heard probably over the last 10 years when we've done this, we've been lifelong friends, and just giving the kids in the community and the community itself the opportunity to walk into the KCAC on a packed evening on a Friday night was a dream that we could only have as kids growing up, and we're glad to be able to provide that opportunity to not only the kids but their parents and everybody involved.
It was 2.5 months ago that we gathered at the KCAC itself for the kickoff to this basketball season. Coach Lombardi is always gracious, and he comes and he speaks to the guys and the gals that are gathered there. A lot of other folks are there to show support for the upcoming season. This is the culmination of that season. And from your standpoint, as somebody who, you were one of the officials in the very first night at the KCAC, weren't you?
I was, and I think Jody's tired of hearing the story, but I've told it over and over again. It's just, I mean, I've been blessed by the good Lord to do many a good game, and I would stack rank that as number one game that I've ever done. The gym was packed, and I think it was Salzburg back in the day beat Ligonier, and coming out with 3 minutes to go in the game, I asked the young man before I handed him the ball, I said, just close your eyes and take a visual picture because you will never forget this. And I know I never will. And we kind of paused for a second. He looked over at me and smiled, and they went on to win that night. So I think he remembers even a little bit better, not to slight Ligonier, but it was a great night. And the atmosphere has not let down after that. It's kind of the momentum has maintained because of all the work that Jody has done with his team. And it's just a great night, as he'll talk about not only the athletes that are there that night, but all the others that contribute and all the scholarships that they give out through all the hard work they do.
Jody, I remember on that very first night when the people who formed the Heritage Conference, all the old athletic directors and coaches and the people that were involved in it all came out, formed a circle there at mid-court, and just to see a bunch of people who really were pioneers, weren't they, of not only that night simply because of the fact of what a great event it was, but of a conference that is centered not just on athletics, but on the overall student experience. That was a really special time.
Yeah, there's only a couple of us currently that are part of like either principal or AD in the conference that was there at the start when the Heritage Conference was formed. And myself and Mark McGulis at Marion Center are two of those people. And so Mr. Bem, Stanley Bem, was my principal at Purchase Line, and he was very instrumental in the development of the conference, along with a lot of other people that I've made for friendships and relationships with. Bill Wilt from United, John Bomboy, just to name a few. And Harold Hickson, I would add him in as well, from United's old AD. But just to see those people there and have them say, like, this is kind of what, we wanted this, but we never could have dreamt of this. Mm-hmm. And, just to know that the people that were very strong in mentoring me through my profession and to have their vision come true, that's pretty special for me. And actually, I'll take this opportunity to throw one other thing in there. If you go to the Heritage Conference Facebook page or to Spotify, I did a little podcast with Stanley Bem, and we talked about, he was there at the beginning of the Appalachian as well. So we talk a little bit about the Appalachian Conference and how it was formed, why it kind of ended in the formation of the Heritage Conference, and how did the idea of academics, athletics, and the arts come to be. I wish everyone would see that, because it is very clear what the intention was, and it's very clear that we are hitting that mission and we're advancing it each and every day.
All right, so that is the historical setup for what will be a historical night come this Friday. Let's talk about the event that is scheduled for this Friday at the KCAC, a very special night. You said there are some new things, too.
There are some new things, but we'll start with this. Tonight, it starts the semifinals, so we'll be finding out who's going to be representing the boys after tonight's contest. We have Marion Center is the West number 2 team traveling to United, the number 1 of the East. At United at 7 o'clock tonight. People are interested in that. I know the game tickets are $5 for adults, $2 for students. So at United tonight, we got Marion Center versus United. The winner will advance to Friday night. And then down at River Valley, we have Conemaugh Township coming into River Valley tonight. Tomorrow night, Marion Center girls travel to United. And then we have Cambria Heights will be traveling to Penns Manor tomorrow night. So by the end of the night tomorrow, we'll know who the teams are facing off at the conference championships. Couple things we're doing different. So I'll start with the arts. So we always have the art show, but we felt like we weren't doing really enough to pull out and give those kids the experience that we thought they could have. So we worked hard. Courtney Scherf is the art teacher at Homer Center. Her and I have met with a lot of different art people in the art community. So they're actually having, starting at 5 o'clock for the artist, they're doing a meet and greet with, there'll be representatives from Carnegie Museum, from IUP's faculty and local galleries, and just so people from the art community. They're going to come in, do a little meet and greet, and then they're going to go up and kind of have a little show there, and where we can network and interact with local artists, with our artists. ICTC's culinary department, Chef Nagy, they're providing some of the light refreshments. So it's just an opportunity to expose our kids to possible careers, how to be involved in the art community and take their passion to another level. So we're really excited about that for Friday night. And then in addition, in the past, we've always had one student from one of our member schools sing the national anthem. So this year we decided to take 2 choral kids from each school and form an ensemble. So this ensemble, the Heritage Conference, choral ensemble, will be performing this. So there'll be 24 kids, 2 from each school, and they'll be performing the national anthem before the girls and the boys game. So
Beautiful.
just a little different opportunity, something a little bit different and unique to expand those experiences for kids. So those are the 2, and I'm trying to think there's a third one I'm missing in there. So we're also, we do the Distinguished Achievement Awards. So we have 2 teams from Northern Cambria in their STEM programs that have, again, won either national or state recognition, so we'll honor them. But we're also going to acknowledge and recognize the 2 World Series, Little League World Series teams. So we have the Mid-Atlantic team, which is made up of quite a few kids from the east side of our conference, played on that team, and of course the local team from Indiana area. And so we're going to recognize and acknowledge them as well. So quite a little bit of different flavor and a different twist of different things that we're going to try to do just to expand those opportunities for kids.
Yeah, what a special night it's going to be. Now, you said for the public portion, for the art show and everything, that gets underway at what, 5 o'clock?
Well, that'd be for the kids and stuff.
the
And so
kids.
as people come in, the art will be displayed in that upper concourse where it usually is. But they're going to do this kind of getting that connection, that little ahead of time where the kids and their parents are welcome to be part of that. And so there'll be some, the students will be behind their artwork while the artist, the local art community goes through and just talks to them a little bit about their work, their inspirations, what do they love about art, just little different things like that.
Yeah.
But this is our first attempt, and we're going to take that opportunity to learn more to see how we can grow that even further.
Hey, Greg, I want to ask you, you represent First Commonwealth Bank here today, but
Yes.
You also, as an official, know how special it is to the people who wear the striped shirts on the floor at the KCAC for these basketball games. And for them, it truly is a great night, too.
Yeah, I mean, there's you talk about the founders, from the official standpoint. I mean, you have guys that just put their heart and soul in it. I'm gonna miss a few, but you got the Chuck Glasser and Frank Garitano and Jimmy Ricchini and Doug Steve and all those guys that have Tony Satil. They've put all their heart and soul into this, and they've provided a great leadership group for the next generation. So you'll see, what tends to happen is, it started off that is kind of a reward to those, and then what they've done a really good job of is incorporating younger officials to be part of that night too, so that everybody can experience the same way with the kids. So it's not the same 3 officials doing it. It's a reward for the hard work, because it is hard work. I mean, it's there's a lot that goes into the year. There's that Wednesday night where you have to travel on a night like tonight, and it's snowy, and there's 20 people in the gym, and none of which like you. And so you've earned a night like tonight or on Friday night, and it just feels really good to walk out to that gym and just experience the reward.
Yeah, it's a great night. It's a really good group of guys, and we hope that we can get more gals involved in it too, but there are some female officials, and we'd love to see all these folks who go on after their high school career say, you know what, I want to stay in shape, I want to stay in touch with the game, and I want to become an official too.
Yeah. And add to that, Todd, real quick, I think the Tri-County chapter did a fantastic job. In the fall, they hosted anyone who was interested in becoming an official, an event up at the mall, up at Indiana Mall. We extended that to different schools throughout the conference, and really making a push to push on this junior officials program where students that are 16 or older can get involved. Once you're 18, you can do a little bit more, obviously, but and even in the schools, trying to offer course credit for students that go ahead and get like a PIAA official certification. So, but the chapter I thought did a great job. I know Frank Garitano came in and talked to me and talked to our school. He even came in and talked to interested students, explained them more, and doing a really good job not only of exposing students to that opportunity, but when students or when even adults show an interest, then almost mentoring them and bringing them into that first chapter meeting. How do you join the chapter? How do you get assigned games? And I think that for years, in my opinion, was the missing part. I think there was people out there interested. They just didn't realize how to do it. And number two was they were a little hesitant because once they did it, how do I integrate myself into a local chapter? So shout out to them and anyone out there that is interested in being an official. I mean, they can throw it out on our conference page. We'll direct them wherever we need to direct them because we certainly need up and coming officials for sure.
We were just talking about the one thing about that just brought to memory. The one guy has to be really happy that he sits there and watches what's going on in Heritage Conference. You're talking about one of the founding fathers. He does take care of the officials. You got Mr. Clapp sitting in the corner all the time over there, right? And he's ushering everybody in and out to make sure nobody's in harm's way. But I can't think of anybody that's put more time in to Indiana County, and he has to be proud that night when he sits there and he's seeing a packed gym and watching all these county schools compete because he was a great leader out in purchase line.
What better ambassador too than Jim Clapp?
And he was my mentor teacher when I worked at Purchase Line, my athletic director when I coached, and Jim is a very special person.
Yes,
he loves kids more than probably anybody I've ever met in my life. He is just a phenomenal individual.
All right. Hey, we have to get ready for the news, but we want to tell folks $5. Get your tickets box office.
$5 at the KCAC box office. They're available right now today. And as I said earlier, Todd, if you're cold, come on out Friday night and we'll warm you up right at the KCAC. So $5 at the box office. They'll also be available at the door. And let's get out and support the kids of the Heritage Conference and let them feel how much you guys care about them and how much they mean to you.
Jody Rainey, Greg Sipos.
Thank you, Todd, as always.
Good
Thanks,
to have you.
1160 for doing this.
Our pleasure. Our
right.
pleasure. It's Indiana in the Morning. It is WCCS 101.1 FM.